Extreme to catastrophic fire dangers being driven by a cold front moving through southeastern parts of the country. And we can see that here in the satellite image with this white area showing a cloud band moving into western parts of Victoria. And that brought a cool change earlier this morning to Adelaide. We had a very hot night there where most of the night was above 30 degrees. But that cool change is now starting to move into far western parts of Victoria. Now, there's two impacts of this cloud band. One, it's going to limit temperatures during the late morning and early afternoon period into those high 20s to low 30s. But once that does start to move further eastwards and this clearer air over South Australia moves over Victoria, we're likely to see temperatures rise rapidly and also the wind speeds pick up as well. And that's of concern for our areas that are already the ongoing fires to the northwest of Ballarat. And because of these hot, dry, windy conditions, extreme to catastrophic fire dangers are forecast through much of eastern South Australia and also parts of western and central Victoria, including this red area here where we're expecting catastrophic fire dangers through parts of the Wimmera. So what these colours mean, that if you live in these areas, that if fires do get going or are currently going to the northwest of Ballarat, fires will become uncontrollable and uncontainable during this afternoon and evening during these hot and gusty winds. Then that wind shift late afternoon and evening could cause further concerns for any ongoing fires, and dry lightning could also ignite new fires. So please, if you live in western and central parts of Victoria, it is important to stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings and listen to all advice from your local emergency services. Now let's time this front out during this afternoon. We're going to see it start moving into the far western parts of Victoria around that lunchtime hour with all that cloud and possible showers ahead of that. And while the wind isn't cool initially, we will see further cooler winds further back. Now, as that front continues to move slowly eastwards, by the mid-afternoon hour, we'll start to see that wind shift moving into western parts of the state, with temperatures really starting to pick up ahead of and near that change. Then, as we move into the late afternoon and evening, we'll start to see that change move into central parts of the state, including around the Melbourne metropolitan area in that late evening into the early overnight period. Then, as we move through overnight tonight, we'll see that front move through eastern Victoria and parts of Tasmania, bringing those gusty winds and cooler conditions. Then our focus tomorrow shifts into New South Wales, where we see temperatures pick up into the high 30s to low 40s, including around the Sydney area where we could get temperatures there into the mid 30s. While note through parts of Tasmania and much of southern Victoria and South Australia, temperatures anywhere from 10 to 12 degrees cooler than what they are today. But how much rainfall are we expecting with this front? Well, very little, if any. So we're looking, as that moves into western parts of Victoria later today. See there's light areas of blue there. We could see some isolated showers and thunderstorms, but most of that won't be reaching the ground, and that's why we're concerned about dry thunderstorms in this area that could ignite new fires. But as we move into the late afternoon and evening, that threat will move across the state, but more maybe widespread shower activity through parts of Tasmania, but note little, if any, across Victoria and New South Wales. But as we move into Thursday, we could see more widespread activity. So for those that live in western and central parts of the state, or if you know anyone that does, make sure you stay up to date with the latest forecasts and warnings via our website, app and social media, and listen to all advice from your local emergency services.